Good day, class. Today, we are going to discuss a very important development in Philippine education, Lesson 4.1, the MATATAG Curriculum. Our intended learning outcome, ILO, is to discuss the salient features of the MATATAG curriculum. Before we begin, let me ask you. When you hear the word MATATAG, what comes to mind? Great thoughts. MATATAG means strong or resilient, and that's exactly what this curriculum aims to build, a strong foundation for our learners and our country. What is the MATATAG curriculum? The MATATAG curriculum is part of the education agenda of the current administration. It sets the direction for the Department of Education, DepEd, and its stakeholders in addressing long-standing challenges in basic education. Its guiding slogan is Bansang Makabata, Batong Makabansa. A nation that cares for its children, and children who grow up to care for their nation. The four critical components of the MATATAG agenda. Let's break down MATATAG and what each letter stands for. Each part highlights a key focus of the reform. MA, make the curriculum relevant and responsive. The curriculum is being updated to equip learners with essential competencies, life skills, and values. The goal? To make students job-ready, active, and responsible citizens. This means removing unnecessary content and focusing on what truly matters for real-life application. TA, take steps to accelerate the delivery of education facilities and services. This includes improving school buildings, classrooms, sanitation, and learning materials. It ensures that all learners, especially in remote areas, have access to safe and functional learning environments. TA, take good care of learners. This component emphasizes learner well-being, mental health, inclusivity, and safety. Schools are encouraged to become welcoming, supportive spaces for all, regardless of ability, background, or need. G. Give support to teachers. Teachers are the backbone of education. The MATATAG agenda aims to reduce their administrative workload, provide continuous professional development, and ensure they have the resources and training to teach effectively. Now that we've explored the four pillars of the MATATAG agenda, let's take a closer look at the goal of the MATATAG curriculum itself. At its core, the MATATAG curriculum aims to nurture holistically developed Filipino youth, equipped with 21st century skills within an inclusive learning environment, who are ready for employment, entrepreneurship, and/or higher education, and who will find joy in lifelong learning. Let's break that down a bit. This goal is not just about what learners know, but also who they become. The curriculum wants to support the whole child, not just academically, but emotionally, socially, and ethically. Equip students with 21st century skills like critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and digital literacy. Ensure that every learner, regardless of background, is included, supported, and valued. Prepare students for multiple paths, getting a job, starting a business, going to college, or all of the above. And most importantly, instill the love of lifelong learning so learning doesn't stop after graduation. But how does the curriculum actually do all this? Let's look at its key features, the big improvements that make the MATATAG curriculum different from the previous one. Key features of the MATATAG curriculum. Here are the major highlights. 1. Decongested curriculum. The content has been streamlined to remove unnecessary repetition and overload. This allows teachers to focus on depth over breadth, and give students more time to master essential concepts. 2. Balance cognitive demand. Lessons are designed to include a mix of basic skills like remembering and understanding, and higher-order thinking skills like analyzing, creating, and evaluating. This balance ensures learners are challenged but not overwhelmed. 3. Focus on foundational skills. There is a strong emphasis on literacy, numeracy, and socio-emotional learning, especially in the early grades. Mastery of these skills is seen as critical to future learning. 4. Clearer articulation of 21st century skills. Skills like communication, collaboration, creativity, problem solving, and digital fluency are clearly embedded across subjects. These are the skills our students need to thrive in today's fast-changing world. 5. Intensified values education. Values like respect, honesty, empathy, resilience, and patriotism are integrated more intentionally into the curriculum. The goal is not just to produce smart learners, but good people and responsible citizens. 6. Strengthen peace education. The curriculum includes content that promotes understanding, tolerance, and conflict resolution. This supports a culture of peace, crucial in a diverse country like the Philippines. 7. On a par with international standards. The curriculum has been benchmarked with global frameworks to ensure Filipino learners can compete and collaborate globally. But at the same time, it remains rooted in Filipino identity and culture. Let's move on to another important concept that supports its implementation: contextualization. Let's begin with a guiding principle from our national law. According to Section 10.2 of the Implementing Rules and Regulations, IRR, of Republic Act 10533, also known as the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. The curriculum shall be contextualized and be flexible enough to enable and allow schools to localize and enhance the curriculum based on their respective educational and social contexts. What does this mean for us as educators? It means we are not just delivering lessons straight from a textbook, we have the freedom and responsibility to adapt our teaching to fit the needs and realities of our learners. What is contextualization? Contextualization is defined as the educational process of relating the curriculum to a particular setting, situation, or area of application to make the competencies relevant, meaningful, and useful to all learners. In simpler terms, it's about making learning real and relatable. When we contextualize, we bring lessons closer to home, we connect them to what learners see, hear, and experience in their daily lives. Types of contextualization: localization versus indigenization. Let's now look at two main ways we can contextualize. 1. Localization is the process of relating the learning content to local information and materials from the learner's own community. Examples of localization: translating a story from the teacher's guide into the local dialect or language. Using local community stories as springboards for teaching reading or writing skills. Incorporating local facts, such as festivals or traditions, into lessons in Araling Panlipunan or Educación sa Pagpapakato. Creating instructional materials using local resources, like coconut shells, bamboo, or recycled native materials. So if your school is in Leyte, for example, you can use Wari language stories, local heroes, or traditional practices to teach national competencies. 2. Indigenization takes contextualization even further. It is the process of enhancing curriculum competencies, educational resources, and teaching learning practices based on the biogeographical, historical, and socio-cultural background of the learner's community. Indigenization can be achieved by enhancing curriculum design to integrate indigenous knowledge systems. For example, in science, teachers can connect traditional ecological knowledge, such as the local practice of using lunar phases to determine fishing schedules, with scientific concepts like tidal movements, moon phases, and fish behavior. This approach not only deepens scientific understanding but also affirms the cultural identity and lived experiences of learners in fishing communities. Important distinction: when we localize, we do not necessarily indigenize. But when we indigenize, we also localize.